Hey there, chaps and chapettes, Roddy Jodphurs here again. Well, having mentioned my skincare routine in the last week's video, having set up my brand new bathroom doohickey, which has not fallen over as yet, I thought it might be a good idea to actually show you some of the health and beauty regime that I keep up. This is how I was born, this face that God gave me, the cheekbones that are completely my own. And as you can see, I have not yet gotten dressed, so you can tell that this is all completely legitimate and exactly what I do every day. As I wake up in the morning, my hair is a little bit of a mess, I'm sure you can see. So I have this dry shampoo, can't afford wet shampoo, because much like my milk, I cannot afford anything that comes in liquid form and have had to resort to powder form. Like a 1940s drama, it's awful. And one just simply shakes the can up and does that, and then one goes over on the other side and does that, and then just generally back and sides it, and then one always forgets how noxious that smells. Combing it through. If you hear the comb sizzing or feel it melting at all, that's fine, that's how the product is supposed to work, I have been assured. A little personal tip I have picked up if you are using this product for the first time. If you see a big red danger label on the back of it, do your best to pretend it's not there. It makes the whole process much easier to go along with. And then, not being able to afford actual hairstyling or indeed a person to do this for me, you find the worryingly simply named styling gel. You do not read the ingredients because they don't include a single word you can say, and they do include a picture of the Asda CEO laughing at you. Now you only take a little bit of this, otherwise you look like someone from a 90s TV program, and Lord knows we don't need that again. And then you just sort of cement that parting there. Cement being the operative word, I think that's actually the main ingredient of this. And what I like to do as well is just sort of take another small amount, very small amount. If you use too much of this, then it looks awful and it looks like you have some sort of glandular problem in your hair. Now obviously, before one does any sort of skincare maintenance, one does need to remove the odd hair. Fortunately, I have already done most of this, but I can still feel some patches coming through. This is shaving gel, which, if you look too closely at the back of the packet, does look rather similar to styling gel. And it consists of almost entirely the same ingredients, except this one has a picture of the Asda CEO pointing and laughing at you. So you get some Smurf spooge on your fingers, and just sort of rub it in. There we go. Anywhere you think you might have a patch or two to get rid of. There we go. I'm a rather hirsute fellow, naturally, I have to say. So I do have to use quite a lot of this. And once you have done unquestionable things to Frosty the Snowman, one finds a towel and wipes one's fingers. However, I have no towels. I have only trousers that I have not yet completely given up on. So you don't know me. Now, I splashed out a little bit, I'll admit. I went a little bit overboard on these because, well, while one does try to save money any way one can, sometimes you need to spend more than the bare minimum on something. You need to go for the one above the cheapest, and you need to put in a little bit of excess cost. So of course I bought women's razors. I find that every now and then buying a woman's product, it does exactly the same as the men's, but damn it just gives one the feel that one has spent a little bit more money, usually because one has. Now of course, while living at home, I had an electric quad blade self-cleaning butler to do this for me. Remembering how to do it for myself is barely difficult. They know this is going near one's face, so why do they not make it smell of something less like arse? Yes, now this is a tip I picked up in while I was traveling. I think it was Thailand, perhaps, or maybe it was Bogota. Or maybe it was that few months I spent at Her Majesty's pleasure. But either way, men's roll-on deodorant is rather noxious stuff. The cheaper you go, the more noxious it is. However, I have found that it can be used to substitute for cologne, which is good because cologne is dashed expensive. So what one does is one sort of dabs a little bit on at the pulse points underneath the ears, and if it stings or burns, that's okay, just ride it out, you know, be a man. And then of course, to cover up the lovely cancerous chemical smell, one takes a little basil and just sort of seasons it a little bit. Yes, there you go, rub it in, and rub it in over there, and then just get rid of the crumbs. Also has the lovely benefit of complementing almost anything you eat, so there you go. Regardless of gender, you need to take care of your pores after all. Now, of course, some people will say that microbeads are bad and blah blah blah. However, the Asda's own brand facial scrub has the benefit of not mentioning exactly what it has in it that scrubs your face, which is nice, you know. It has a certain charm about it. Also, it has aloe vera on it, so if it does dissolve all the way through into your bloodstream, at least you'll lose weight. Of course, the facial scrub, it's worth mentioning, is exactly the same as the Fix and Hold styling gel, but this has orange things in it, which may or may not be rust. Having shaved one's face, one simply just applies this to the cheeks and on the nose. And scrub, 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 scrub. If it hurts, it means you're doing it correctly. You know, I have to say, at home I had a lady called Svetlanka who did this for me, and she was worth her weight in gold, she really was. There's nothing relaxing about a home skincare routine if one doesn't have someone else to apply it to them. And if you see blood, you've gone too far. Once it's foamed up, of course, you are ready for your day on set in Hollywood. However, if you feel that you're going for a more natural look, then I find leaving the scrub on for a few minutes just sort of softens it out, gets rid of all of that nasty poverty smell and dead skin cells that sit upon your face. Also, it's worth mentioning that there's probably bleach in this. So, you know, after a couple of tries of leaving it on, you will actually be ready for a career in Hollywood. So there you go. And yes, really, that's it. You leave it on, you wash it off, and then you're ready to go ahead with your day as normal. This has been my skincare routine. I do hope it's been helpful for some other fellow impoverished young men out there. It's in my nose. So here we have it, and I will see you next week. Until then, my friends, do remember that you should always cleanse the face, then go on with your skincare routine. Do not use any sort of cleanser or makeup remover after your skincare routine, because that will bankrupt you. Let's be honest, you'll use a lot of it. Water is God's cleanser, and that's expensive enough. Until next week though, my friends, Roddy loves you. Mwah.